Hello, good morning, and welcome. Now, we take on every day with a lot of excitement and hope.
That's right.
And that explains this bright smile. Yes.
Are you sure it's not just a public holiday?
Well, that
yes,
could be it.
Good for those who have the public holiday to themselves today and tomorrow. Wake Up Nigeria is always a reason for you to smile, though, as always. And we are here for the usual 3-hour deal.
Yes, indeed. But Eid Mubarak to our Muslim family. It's been a whole month of fasting, and we hope the food will be more than plenty for us to come and eat in your house today.
We're not cooking today.
Wait, of course.
No.
Oh, it's tomorrow? It's tomorrow?
There's no cooking.
There's no cooking
Wait
this year?
till Ileya.
Oh, well. No, but I know that there is a celebration out there, and a lot of people are glad and grateful that they were able to go through the month of Ramadan. My name is Titilayo Onyison.
And I am Mary Bashua Alimi. We are streaming live at tvcontinental.tv and on Facebook at TVC Connect. And of course, you can send in your comments on social media with the hashtag WakeUpNigeria.
And of course, you can download our app. Very easy to do that from any Android or iOS store.
That's
Please
right.
watch us on your mobile devices from anywhere in the world.
All right, it's about time for us to move straight to the highlights. We have an Islamic musician joining us this morning. Two, actually. First on the line is Muritala Sanusi Olamilekon, who is an Islamic gospel singer, songwriter, and a media radiographer.
That was a funny one.
And of course, we will be keeping you abreast of happenings with our celebrities, both home and abroad. Mike has all we need on this morning. And then we'll bring you another Islamic performance.
All right, now nothing excites women more than beautifying themselves. Professional henna artist Omotara Tomisin, will be doing her thing on the show today. Henna, beautiful.
And on parenting, Yeti Williams will be talking about tools to equip your children for success in the 21st century.
Then lastly, we'll have all-round musician and multi-instrumentalist Pere Carter joining us for a performance. Okay, so it's a holiday, we're here, and we're feeling fly. Everybody made it to the studio today.
What do you mean by that?
Okay, so there's a lot that goes into it, and it just feels like we're there at that right second when everything's about to begin, and it feels great. It feels great.
Happy Eid Mubarak. Eid El Mubarak.
Right? Yeah, you can say Eid Mubarak.
Eid
That's
Mubarak,
fine.
to all our Muslim viewers this morning.
Really, there's no food today?
No, there's no food. The only people who cook are, the families themselves.
I don't
But the
understand.
main food is during
I'm not looking for main food. It's food I'm looking for. It's the main food.
Why is it Christmas?
Okay, if I come to your house, and you fasted, we'll just sit down there together. Anything
you can come if there's
together.
food, you'll be given. But don't expect it.
How can you end fast without making food?
Is it your fast?
I fasted
Mike.
too. So see, the point is, you just normally you finish your fast. So let's celebrate your heightened or your new level of spirituality with some venison.
Okay.
That's the best
All right,
way
so
to
he
put
has
it.
made his, request known. Anybody who wants to help Mike out
can
with
come
this
and help
campaign.
No, I know those. I will come in due time. No, I'm not looking for
I
help.
find this period is usually of interest for me. I grew up among Muslims, so it's always been a case of, okay, people fast, you get early morning breakfast, everybody rushing to make sure they get their food, and when you finish eating, you now start thinking of what to do for the rest of the day. So it's really exciting for me. I don't practice Islam, I don't, but as a child, this was like my life. Because whenever I go to my grandpa's place, my grandpa is a Muslim, I would want to fiddle with, wearing hijabs. I really loved, Islam and the practices, and it was really exciting for me. I
love the way you look today, though.
Thank you.
By the way, you mentioned the hijab, right? But what do they call the scarf under?
This is just so as to cover your hair.
Okay.
Because sometimes we have hair spilling in front, so it's not really necessary.
Okay.
But this is just so you ensure your hair is completely covered. And
what's the itinerary for today for Muslim brothers and
just,
sisters?
you know, you go pray in the mosque, of course, and just family members, you know,
Come together.
Come together, that's all. It's not really as big as the Ileya when you get to share food, kill a ram. Like if you went to the market yesterday, you'd have seen loads of people buying live chickens to go. So this is just like a family celebration. It's not the type that Mike is expecting.
I didn't say I'm expecting anything.
Yeah, right.
I didn't say I'm expecting main food. I said whatever food, we will break
Is
the
that
fast together.
Is that not the
Simple.
same thing?
It's not an expectation.
I
We will
love
break it together.
I love what has on
It's
on her
beautiful.
head. It's a turban,
yeah.
right?
Thank you.
It's a turban.
Thanks to Halima. She hooked me up this morning. Yeah, because I just remembered I was going through my space, my closet space where I have my scarves and my turbans, and I find I don't have black. So I just hit her up and said, please come help me with your black turban. And I just needed something to just represent, you know, that to make that I celebrate with the Muslim, you know, our Muslim viewers today. And of course, yeah, I have my henna. Yeah, I did that.
We'll definitely be learning a lot more about that.
Yes,
Later on.
Yeah.
So guys can do like tattoo, maybe your arm or something.
You
I
mean
know
with
we do.
henna?
Yeah.
So do men do henna? I'm not sure.
No.
I don't think they do.
Well, it's
I don't think they do.
It's a temporary tattoo, so
Yeah.
it's temporary. You can do it
some
if you want
people
to.
do it on their skin. Some guys do it, but that, of course, because of the fact that it's temporary. So,
All right.
but basically, it's something to decorate
At
with.
this point, we have to head over to the news.
All right, first and foremost, let me just say, Mary, assalamu alaikum to you. You look very, very beautiful in that beautiful hijab. And men don't do tattoo in Islam, Mike. Nigerians will join Muslim faithful the world over to celebrate Eid El Fitr today, marking the end of Ramadan fast. The Sultan of Sokoto, Alhaji Saad Abubakar III, announced the sighting of the moon on Monday. Abubakar III said the new moon was sighted in Kaduna, Kebbi, Yobe, Borno, Jigawa and Sokoto states. The Sultan urged all Muslims to sustain fervent prayers for the nation's leaders for the sustainable peace and unity in the country and beyond. Meanwhile, President Muhammad Buhari has felicitated with Muslim faithful as they celebrate Eid El Fitr. The president, in his Eid El Fitr message, vowed to pursue bandits, terrorists and kidnappers and bring them to justice. And the message signed by Senior Special Assistant on Media and Publicity, Malam Garba Shehu, President Buhari also commiserated with victims of terrorism, kidnapping and banditry in the country. He urged Muslims to continue living in peace with their neighbors, as was the nature of the Holy Prophet. The Nigeria police has paraded 38 suspects indicted for various infractions ranging from kidnapping to armed robbery. Correspondent Helen Osamade-Akins reports.
Is a total of 6,000 live ammunition recovered from a gang that specializes in bringing those weapons from North Africa through Burkina Faso, Ghana, and then into Nigeria through Benin Republic via the borders of Shakit community in Oyo State. We also recovered a total of 20 AK-47 ammunition, 20 AK-47 rifles, 10 pistols, automatic pistols, 11 Dane guns, and 4 pump action.
Kidnapping and armed banditry is a global problem that affects several countries, but it is a problem that escalated over the last 2 years in Nigeria, and now it has reached alarming proportion. The Nigerian government has been working hard to address this problem and ensure that the perpetrators are apprehended and brought to justice. Ojomo Gbenga is a gun runner who was intercepted by the special team of the Nigerian police force. He imports ammunition from neighboring countries. The ammunition is usually concealed in special pots under the floor of vehicles he uses and smuggles into the country. He sells a tin of the ammunition for 300,000 naira and has been in the business for 15 years.
I'm not the one that brings it. I have contact in Burkina Faso and Ghana that brought them in. through concealing. That is how do I bring them in? I'm not the one that bring them. There's agents that brought them in. Yes, some of them are located in Ghana, in Shaki, and in Onitsha. Those ones that brought them in, sometimes they conceal it in a vehicle, under the floor of a vehicle, perfectly concealed. Sometimes with they use eyes and skins, which are so sufficient. More, they have it more in the Burkina, the sub-Saharan area, the Burkina Faso area. And those ones that are concealed with eyes and skins, when they get to the border or to the neighboring town, they can change it into this yam flour of a thing and break it in.
Sani Haruna and his gang are involved in kidnapping. They were also intercepted by the special team of the Nigerian police force. Sani plays the role of providing security to their victims. According to him, he has lost count of victims he has killed for failure to meet up with payment of ransom.
I am into providing security for victims of kidnappers, pending on when ransom is paid. The uniform I wear was given to me by one of the family members. I used to kill the victims if they fail to provide ransom. I have lost count of the people that I have killed.
These suspects are to be charged for various crimes.
As the Nigerian police continue to make efforts to curb kidnapping, armed robbery and other security challenges in the country, Nigerians are hopeful that one day they'll wake up to a crime-free society. Helen Osamede Akins, TVC News, Abuja.
And the presidency says it has not approved the establishment of the state and local government police, but has received a report on the reform of the anti-robbery squad. A senior special assistant to the president on media and publicity, Gabashir, says the president has requested that the report be studied and a white paper produced within 3 months. According to him, President Buhari's specific directive is that a 3-man panel be set up to produce the white paper. The report of the committee will form the basis of decisions of the government on the recommendations, including the setting up of state and local government police. And that's it on the news update for this hour. Weather update is next.
Hi, it's Wake Up Nigeria. Of course, it's that time of the morning on the breakfast show this morning where we bring you traffic updates of what's happening, with the traffic situation around Lagos. And of course, I've got my gang in the kitchen and they'll be helping me out with updates on social media.
Your gang is right here.
Gang leader. All right, guys. So please note that you can always be part of this segment by sending a message on all of our social media platforms to let us know what the traffic situation where you are is like. Well, I know that today is a public holiday, so they expect that a lot airshot routes around Lagos would be free-flowing, no traffic. Maybe, maybe not, but we'll see about that. But anyways, we'll be taking our traffic update this morning from Ojota. I really don't know why I'm taking that from Ojota, but hey, if you're around the Ojota area, the Ojota bus stop at this moment is actually tight. That's just the bus stop. But afterwards, on the Ikorodu Road, it's actually free all the way to Maryland. There is no traffic at all. It is free flow, all the way zoom. Yes, so I'm hoping that, if you have to make, some movements around Lagos this morning on that axis, well, no traffic at all. So all the way to Anthony, there's no traffic. All the way to Obani Koro, no traffic. All the way to, so yeah, I mean, it's just free flowing. I don't know if there are updates on social media, guys.
Okay, so I have something from Follow Lasma.
Okay.
On ground, this is as at 30 minutes ago, on ground at the scene of the falling loaded truck laden with 40-feet container along Igomu Road.
Wow.
That's inward Ijora 7-Up Bridge to connect Marine Bridge.
Yeah.
And there are Lasma personnel on ground. However, an update on that, it looks like the traffic is easing slowly in that area. And then for Kara Beja through Car Wash, Iyano, we're down to Ilubirin, connecting Obalende and Osborne is very good to go in and out for now.
Okay.
All right.
Lagos. Any other updates, guys?
Yeah, just what she said was the tweet she took just now was what I had prepared.
Okay.
But it seems like most of the roads are free. But
this
as
morning,
at 14
yeah.
minutes ago, we have slow movement from Barracks bus stop to Ujelegba under bridge. Our tech Zik sent that tweet. He also says that there's a little bit of traffic around Iyanokwaja roundabout. Then moving traffic at Volks, incoming Iyanoba bus stop. That's all from Tech Zik. And the tweet you mentioned before, a truck laden with a 40-foot container did go down around Igomu Road. And that road can be quite dark.
Okay.
You know, early in the morning, can be quite lonely. So it's a place that you need to be very...
You need to be very
there are no
careful.
street lights.
Yeah.
You need to be very careful.
All
around
right.
it.
So yes, moving on to well, still on the corridor road. Onikpan all the way to Jibo is quite free this morning, but the at the inside of Jibo, that's where those transport companies are. There's a bit of traffic, you know, pockets of traffic in different areas in Jibo along that, you know, where we have those transport companies. I guess a lot of people are traveling this morning for the Muslim celebration. But inside of Yaba, it's quite free-flowing. There's no traffic at this moment. But there is a bit of traffic if you're approaching Alago Meji. There is a bit of traffic. After Alago Meji, it's free-flowing. And let's go back to Ikorodu Road and see what traffic situation is like from Tejo Show, from Ojuelegba. So to Ojuelegba bus stop, actually, there's a bit of traffic. But on your way out of Ojuelegba, it's free flow. There's no traffic at all approaching Stadium, all the way. But after Alaka Estates, there is a bit of traffic after the Alaka Estate if you are going to the island this morning or, you know, yeah. So basically, all the way, there's actually no traffic this morning. I don't know if you guys have any updates yet.
Believe me,
so far.
if today was the day to do some kind of car race,
yeah, today will be perfect.
Yeah, no,
yeah.
Ipaja to Ikeja along would be a great location for that. Like, you know, on most public holidays, Iyanokwaja to Ikeja along, you still see these pockets of red traffic and all. But it will take you less than 20 minutes to go from Iyanokwaja to Ikeja along this morning. It's absolutely unbelievable.
Amazing, actually.
All right, so quickly, we'll look at the Aja axis. Well, there is actually no traffic.
Zero
it's
traffic.
Free flow all the way. I mean, like, I'm sure all the Aja residents are coming and they're like, yay, let's have some fun on the road this morning. It's free flow all the way. Lekki Phase 1, no traffic at all. Well, there's a little bit of traffic on the Lekki-Ikoyi Link Bridge. Yeah, but of course you'd expect that. Just a teeny little bit of traffic, not so much. And then Admiralty Way, the pockets of traffic, but not tight at all. It's pretty light traffic, and you'd expect that. I'm sure it's the, you know, because there's so many junctions there, I guess that's what's causing the traffic at this moment. But hey, I think that's about it. I don't know if you guys have any. Is that what's going on? Any updates yet? Any gist?
There's quite a lot. There's quite a lot to talk about over here. Get here as quickly as
I will.
possible.
Yeah, we're waiting for you.
And, it was actually that brought up, you know, a particular topic this morning, and it was something about a comment from someone talking about pregnancy photo shoots.
Okay.
Now, you know, is beautifully, bountifully pregnant right now.
He said beautifully, bountifully
yes,
pregnant.
bountifully pregnant right now.
When did that become a thing?
Yes, Kemi lawyer.
Yeah,
Now, So she had a comment, and I knew that was, you know, interested in talking about this.
She said something. She said that she feels that pregnant photo shoots are a disgrace to the human body. A disgrace to the human body. Yeah.
And I don't know. So that's a very strong comment.
When did she become an expert in disgraces?
Now,
I don't know.
No, see, I think it's...
Disgrace experts.
It's her opinion, yeah?
Maybe.
I don't think it's such of a big deal. I think it's the same way we had US lawmakers who were male, or majority male, making decisions over females' bodies. A woman wants to do what she wants with her body, let her be.
Yeah.
That's what I think about it. Let her be.
I actually appreciate what you just said, Mike, you know, because now that comment, a disgrace to the human, it's a very strong comment.
Okay, so when I saw this, as much as I was appalled, I was, well, it's Kemi. You would expect, yeah, she's a controversial person. She likes to trend. So we've not had, nothing's been going on with her in a while. So
no, she has forgiven. She forgave Davido. She has forgiven him. That's the latest
you know. So I did a pregnancy photo shoot, even though I didn't post it on social media.
Yeah, we see it.
Yeah, I didn't post my first baby.
Why not?
I didn't post it on social media, and you know, till tomorrow, I don't know why. And you know what? I didn't even those pictures. I've never showed my husband.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, but what's the reason why you didn't?
I don't know.
Okay, it was just a personal thing.
Yeah, for some reason, I don't know. Maybe it's because I wasn't...
nude photo shoot like you did with your phone?
No, like a proper, I did like a proper photo shoot.
With clothes and
yeah, with clothes on, like, you know, funny enough, I even got a designer to style me. She was willing to style me. Like, she sent me a message on Instagram, she was willing to style me for my pregnancy shoots. But I've just not been able to... show anyone those pictures or even post them on social media. And it's not because I did not like them. Oh, I loved them.
Okay.
But I don't know why. I think it's personal. So you should allow people to do whatever it is they want to do with their bodies.
Okay, so it's interesting. So I had a total of, was it 5 or 6 photo shoots when I was pregnant at different stages of the pregnancy.
Okay.
And there were different demands of, well, different themes for each shoot.
Yeah.
And the truth is, I don't think I've ever felt more beautiful than when I was pregnant.
Yeah.
Now, I finally felt like a woman. All those things that they used to say when I was younger, oh yeah, a woman now. I finally felt like a woman.
You settled in.
I had accepted the motherhood part of it, and I was able to have a visual representation of what that is. So there are a lot of women that until they see themselves in that light and understand how beautiful it actually is, they themselves don't even feel complete. Now, it's not to say that I was trying to use it to make money. I probably, was I even paid for anyone?
Use it to make money?
Yes,
yeah,
they can, definitely. Definitely you can.
Wow.
But the
You can
truth
make money
is,
with everything.
it was
Why do you think I've
just
showed mine?
appreciation of how beautiful a woman can look at that point in time. And I still go back and I look at those pictures all the time and I remember, you know, so it's more of a memento. It's like a keepsake. Because a lot of women go through that process just once.
Yeah.
Okay,
And
so
they
you
don't
know
know if
something
they're gonna go
about
through it
this. It's a two-edged sword. Two-edged sword in the sense that on the one hand, as Mike said, every woman has access to her body. She knows what she wants to do with her body. Let her do whatever she wants to do with her body. On the other hand, there's also the issue of while you're doing whatever you want to do, you know, there's this stuff of do what you want, do what you like, as long as you're not hurting anybody.
Anyone.
Of course.
So there's also that angle of the way you're portraying it. Now, I want to believe that Kemi was talking about the nude photo shoots, which, by the way, I've always seen as very beautiful. Like you see certain, you know, looks on women and everything. However, putting it out to social media, where not just females, you know, are seeing it, but we're seeing guys looking at it as well. There are perverts out there. I've actually suffered abuse from several people.
While pregnant?
Not even just while pregnant. A situation where it had to even be brought on radio on a particular show because it was getting nasty, where someone would tell me that he looks at my photos every day and just my photos clad, and he actually does things to himself. And then he graduated to the point where he decided that I was pregnant. Then I wasn't even, and decided I would like to do stuff with me being pregnant. Now, fancy me putting my photo, my pregnancy photo out there. Imagine what it could have cost. It would probably have, traced me to wherever I am and, done crazy things. So that's why I said it's a two-edged sword.
But whether you do a photo shoot or not, there's still going to be someone out
There will be, yes, but whether or not, the word here is or not. So if you're going to do a photo shoot, you could share with your friends. Social media has graduated from where on Facebook you only add people you know. Now you add strangers. You don't know what goes through the minds of the strangers.
Well, I'm not concerned. What goes on through your mind? What goes through your mind is none of my business, but people should be allowed to express themselves.
See, one of our major problems here is when we don't drink water, mind your business.
But the word disgrace.
Don't ask people to mind their business when you put your business.
I take offense.
Yes,
to
that word disgrace is
it's pretty strong.
Pretty strong.
Yeah, because the truth is we are in that era where a lot of women are beginning to, there's advocacy for a lot of women to begin to appreciate their bodies.
Love themselves.
To love themselves. So
okay, we have to, this conversation can't end here. Please talk to us on social media. Use our hashtag #WakeUpNigeria. Tell us what you think about this particular topic. We have to take a quick break, but we will be back shortly.
See ya.
You're welcome again. It's still Wake Up Nigeria. And of course, today the holidays signify something. Yes, there's something being celebrated today. It's the end of the Ramadan fast. And to discuss the significance of Ramadan and what it entails, I have with me Imam Imran Rufai. He is the director of the Arabic village Ikosi Ketu, Lagos. It's great to have you here today.
It's my pleasure being with you today.
Fantastic.
Alhamdulillah.
All right. So today is the celebration marking the end of the Ramadan fast.
Yeah.
What does today signify?
Alhamdulillah, it's one of the best days on the surface of the earth because Muslims have taken time out to obey the commandment of their Lord who has asked them to fast for 30 days or thereabout. Allah says in the Quran, Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu, O you believers, Kutiba alaykum siyam, fasting has been prescribed for you. Kama kutiba ala alladhina min qablikum, just like it was prescribed for those before you. La'allakum tattakun, perhaps through it you can gain God consciousness. And Allah says it is meant for a number of days, not for life, not for 12 months, just a month. Ayyaman ma'dudat, the days are limited. So if you have completed that, فَلْتُكْبِرُ الْعِدَّةِ فَلْتُكْمِلُ الْعِدَّةِ, Allah says complete the days. وَلِتُكَبِّرُ اللَّهِ, when you complete the days, praise your Lord. لَعَلَّكُمْ تَشْكُرُونَ, perhaps through it you can show thanksgiving to Him for being there for you for those days. This is just the significance to make us closer to God. All acts of worship in Islam are targeted towards God consciousness. So fasting is not an exception. However, it was only fixed in a specific month that is going to culminate all other actions. Standing up in the night, giving charity, fasting in line with it, and a lot of good things that people will like to receive from others.
And of course, that culminates today.
Exactly.
Yes.
So we have it today as a celebration of, satisfaction of our God's demands from us.
Okay. So today, as we for different religions, different days signify different things.
Exactly.
Now we've talked about the significance of the fast itself.
Exactly.
Now today is the end of the fast. Yesterday the fast ended. Today we're celebrating the end of the fast, right? So what are the activities that usually mark today?
Most importantly, the moment it is announced that the month is sighted, then the month is ended. Another month comes in.
Yes.
It means a different ball game entirely. The first thing is to prepare to go for Eid. Eid means Eid Salat, to stand up in prayer, to commemorate that day, that is the spiritual aspect of the day. And it is in connect with what we call the social impact of that day. How do I mean by social impact? You are not expected to rejoice alone. While you have enough to eat to celebrate the day, some people are out there, nothing to celebrate. Islam does not want them to look at you while they open their mouths, while they digest a lot of things. You are expected to give out from what you have. Whatever you have that is enough for you for a day, extra from it is given out to those who do have. And it is measured in what we call amdad, mud. Mud means 4 ants like this. You dip it in a staple food. Rice, beans, gari, and the likes, you pour it 4 times, you give it to somebody. And in case you don't have that, or you might not be able to give that, you can give the monetary value of that measurement to the person you intend to make happy for that day. So this is the second aspect of the day. And the third aspect is to try as much as possible to congratulate each other. And to, wish well for each other. This is very important, and it makes life, protected. You feel secured. Somebody is telling me congratulations. Even a Christian would tell a Muslim congratulations for a successful act of worship for your Lord. It makes the society a tolerant-based society. So there's love and mercy flowing everywhere.
So today is all about sharing love
Wallah.
And, of course, giving to the needy.
Exactly.
Especially when you have in abundance.
Of course.
Now, for the benefits of those who don't really understand everything that will be happening today, besides the giving and sharing of love, you said there will be the Eid, of course.
Yes.
This
is
morning.
the spiritual aspect.
So from what time to what time does that usually run?
It varies, but it actually starts from when the sun rises to when it moves away from the zenith, a shift away from the zenith. That's between, say, 9 and some before 12:45.
So between 9 and 12:45.
So it varies from mosque to the other. Some mosques, like, they make their own 9 o'clock. My own mosque is 10 o'clock. Some others 11. It varies, but the moment the sun shifts from the zenith is the end of that prayer for that day.
Fantastic. I'm saying it for the benefit of some of my colleagues who are looking for where to go celebrate today, so they know where to go.
Exactly.
Thank you so much. Thank you. All right, it's been great having a conversation with Imam Imran Rufai of the Arabic village right here in Ikosi, Ketu, Lagos.
Okay, so 2 holidays in the middle of the week. What better way could you ask for to start June? Well, it's safe to say that weekend, this is midweek weekend. I came early. We could just say that you get to have 2 in 1 this week.
But it doesn't really matter what's going on, as long as it's a weekday. Your favorite feel-good breakfast show is going to be right there to be part of your morning.
And then on weekends, you can do the marathon, right?
Yes, sir.
You can do
Saturdays.
that.
On
Of
Saturdays.
course, it didn't just start, by the way. If you missed the opening at 6 a.m., you should make an effort not to do that tomorrow. But then, hey, come on, we still have 1 hour, 45 minutes more of fun and entertainment for you. I am Mike Mexican.
And I am Titilayo Oyinson. Remember something, we're streaming live at tvcontinental.tv and on Facebook Live at TVC Connect. Please send in those comments across all social media platforms with the hashtag WakeUpNigeria.
All right, we also have an app that is available for download both on your Android and iOS stores. The app allows you to watch us from anywhere in the world as long as you have internet.
It's about time for us to learn a thing or two from our chef in the kitchen today. It's always a pleasure having Chef Nyla. Chef Nyla!
Hey, in the building.
With Mary in the kitchen, with
MM.
pardon me. Mary's in the kitchen.
Mike, you cannot hear my voice.
Don't worry, we're reducing
I can see.
Right, he's not getting any rice today.
No, he's not.
You want us not to come back to you. That this at this kitchen that they show you, that's the end. You just cook the food and we just see at the end. Is that what you want?
Well, thankfully, our Muslim viewers are breaking their fast today, so we have something to,
Yes.
make your mouth
Water.
not water,
What?
drool.
Same thing.
Oh,
Same
I'm
thing.
just
I
excited.
know, right? I know. Don't mind me.
I'm very excited there.
Yeah.
I actually would love to eat. You know how public holidays are? There's never anywhere to buy any food. Especially in this neighborhood.
True.
So, man, Chef Naila, our eyes are chuking.
No problem, no problem.
We'll be keeping you abreast of all the happenings in the kitchen, as well as all the happenings with our celebrities, home and abroad. Mike is going to be giving us all we need in that area this morning.
Of course.
Yes, sir.
And then we will bring to you another Islamic performance from Ismail Bayemi, popularly known as Ismail Sauti.
Nothing excites women more than beautifying themselves. Well, I actually contest that statement. We will talk about that later. We have a professional henna artist coming in, Omo Tara Tomisi, and she'll be doing her thing this morning, showing us how to make that creative art called henna.
And on parenting, Yeti Williams will be talking to us about tools to equip your children for success in the 21st century. Of course, a whole lot of that has to do with tech.
Of course. Then lastly, we'll have all-round musician, multi-instrumentalist Pere Carter joining us for a performance. And a chat.
Looking at those clothes reminds me of the fact that today is Taylor's Day.
Oh, okay. International Tailor's Day.
International Tailor's Day.
Okay.
And I've been seeing photos of clothing feels like designs.
So I always wanted to learn to sew, but my challenge was threading the needle. So as
The
a
needle
child,
in the sewing machine?
No,
Oh,
into a needle.
Okay.
And then I didn't realize as a child that I had bad eyes. So my eyesight could be better. So it was when I was older I realized. So I couldn't actually see what people were putting the thread into to actually thread the needle. I could just see them magically put something in there, and then how are they doing that? And so that discouraged me, and I never ended up, pursuing that. Even though I love fabric, I love clothes, I love drawing outfits, because I couldn't thread the needle. So now needles, I'm not afraid of needles because of injections. I'm afraid of them because I can't thread them. I'm telling you.
I'm a threader, expert.
All right.
Really?
We gotta head to the news from the expert trader. But for those you tell us that Auntie Afi do am, be careful. I'm looking at you. Hello.
Welcome back. It's about time for us to take the headlines in the dailies, and we're starting with the Punch newspaper this morning. It says here, presidential panel okays state police, Serap, Kakol seek NAS action. It also says here, police arrest 38 bandits, kidnappers recover 24 rifles, and as you can see in the picture there, thousands of rounds of ammunition there. Very scary sight. It says here, Sanwo-Olu finally signs 2019 873.5 billion naira budget. MFM suspends pastor who raped, impregnated a 16-year-old. Presidential task force issues guidelines on Apapa gridlock. Reactions as Obasanjo asks Aisha Buhari to tell president the truth about insecurity. Court finds Nemasa boss 42 million naira for stealing 225 million naira. Principals aiding and abetting exam fraud, says NECO. And finally, on alleged infraction, court stops SEC's decision on O&O's Tinubu. Oil firm suffers share price drop after commission's action. That's what it says on the cover of the Punch.
All right, so I have the Guardian newspaper here. Buhari sets machinery in motion for state police, receives panel's reports on SARS reform, okays dismissal of 37 operatives, prosecution of 24 others. Aid denies express approval of local government state police by president. Down here we have court halt sacking of Tinubu Boyo as O&O directors. Shares fall as police take over head office. Operators seek early resolution of impasse. We have the Imo Assembly suspends council chairman. Councillors urges Okorocha's probe. Emefiele begins second tenure to unfold new 5-year roadmap. Obasanjo urges Aisha Buhari to engage husband in pillow talk on state of the nation. And a very interesting one here. Police bust international arms syndicate, recover rifles, others. That was in the news as well. And there were so many of them. Wonder what and how they got that. President Buhari and 4 years of threat to press freedom. That's a special report on page 38 of the Guardian newspaper.
We have the Nation newspaper also having this headline: Buhari sends proposal on state police, others to panel. Justice Ministry, IG, NHRC to submit white paper in 3 months. So white paper is basically a rundown of how it's going to go for the next few years. It also says here, court restrains SEC over O&O. Investors dump shares. It's a sad one for the investors there. Sanwo-Olu signs 873.5 billion naira budget, other bills into law, and he's seen there in an image, in a picture. It also says corruption could erode 67% of Nigeria's GDP by 2030, PwC warns. Wow. And that's PricewaterhouseCoopers. Yeah. Interesting. It says no consensus candidate for Olowo, and MFM suspends pastor. We heard that one before. Emefiele to unfold roadmap for economy. And finally, Kwara governor raises panel on government properties. That's what we have on the cover of the Nation.
Okay. I believe that's about all we can take this morning on the newspaper headlines. Yeah, so I guess it's time for fitness.
We have to head straight to the garden for that. Stay with us.
Because we have lots of people at home watching the show, you know. Shifnan is just like, you don't have to agree to what I'm saying.
Well, they are watching the show.
Don't worry, just kidding. All right, so with me in the kitchen this morning is Chef Nyla.
Hello,
you
everyone.
remind me of Lion King every time I pronounce your name.
Really?
I say your name, yeah.
Too bad I can't sing.
Nyla. All right, and this morning she's making something very delicious for everyone who's, watching right now at home with nothing to do.
And thinking what to serve later on.
What to serve later on. Yeah. Yes, people. We are making party rice this morning.
Exactly.
Which, of course, she also calls fried Asian rice.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
All right. So let's talk about the ingredients we're working with this morning.
Okay, so we're going to Asia, really, because we're using mostly the Asian aromatics, which are your ginger, your garlic, your soy, your sesame oil, spring onions, so that...
those are Asian, right?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
They're pretty much what, if you say, what are our Nigerian aromatics, you're talking about iru, crayfish, all those things that when you cross and you smell them, you can say, okay, yeah, so this is an African person. When you travel and you walk past someone's house, you're like, you're making jollof rice here. Yes. Okay. So that's basically it. And then we're using basmati rice this morning for this.
What did you do with that rice? Because it's colored.
Okay, so simple. Curry.
Okay.
So which is another Asian spice.
All right. So basically, you just boil the rice
with a pinch of curry, really.
Okay.
And the secret to fantastic fried rice is to start with cold rice. That's why I actually did that in advance.
Cold rice.
Yeah, when you boil rice for fried rice, it still has a lot of moisture in it, so it comes out looking very soggy and So the secret to that is let it rest, so that all of that and then the starch goes back together. So that by the time you make your rice, it's just single grains and not
all stuck together.
Exactly.
Oh,
so,
nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what's to the rice? We're going to add a bit of chicken since it's not a ram holiday, so we might as well improvise for today. So we're going to do a bit of chicken, red and bell peppers, green peppers, which I'm still cutting up, spring onions, and green beans.
Nice. So just in case you watching at home did not hear her earlier when she said that we are making use of Asian aromatics on the show today.
Yes.
Which includes ginger, garlic, and sesame oil.
Soy sauce.
Soy sauce. And curry, a little bit of curry, which you added
Yes,
in
a
our
little bit of
rice.
curry, right. Yes, exactly.
Yeah. So let's get to Wiki. So, this pan.
Right.
Yeah, like, because I'm like,
so
what's with this pan?
So it's called a wok pan.
Wok pan.
So it's a little bit lighter than your actual frying pan because when you cook with it, it's a lot of heat. So this will only take us less than 10 minutes to put together.
So like this like absorbs all the heat.
It takes it on and then it fries real fast. So you're cooking on high heat today.
Oh, okay.
So, but the reason why it's also like this is because you have to season the pan.
Okay.
So over time.
How do you season it?
So over time, when you cook with it, you pretty much just wipe it. You don't use hard abrasives or soaps or things like that. So over time, it keeps the flavors keep
going
exactly,
in.
Yeah.
So. All right, great stuff happening here in the kitchen, guys. I am so excited. All right, so guys, we're about to go on a quick break. Stay with us this morning on the show.
Thank you so much for staying tuned. We have another performance coming your way right now. Sanusi Olamilekon, aka Undisputed Zakir, is a medical radiographer and Islamic gospel singer, songwriter, and performer. Now, he has a unique genre of Islamic music known as Zikir, and we have him this morning in honor of the celebration of the end of the month of fasting. Welcome to the show.
Welcome. Good morning.
All right. So your day job is very, very interesting. Radiographer.
Yes.
Now, MM was, just hollering at us just now. She was saying, can you tell if it's a girl or a boy?
Yes, I can actually tell if I have my ultrasound here. I'll just make it.
Okay. So it's not something you can just see and then just know?
No. I'm not a magician, so God knows that.
Okay, but you are a performer.
Yes.
How long have you been doing this?
Since when I was small, when I was a child.
Okay, when you say child, how old? 8, 9?
Okay, my mom used to tell me since when I was like 3.
Oh,
when I started talking, I started singing.
Beautiful, beautiful. Okay, so what's the name of the song you're going to perform for us today?
Okay, that's Ranti Me.
Ranti Me. That sounds beautiful. Let me get out of your hair and let you get to it.
All right.
All right, take it away.
All right.
Nice.
That was wonderful performance there.
Yeah.
You look like you should have just been in the video, like a video vixen or something. With the way you look. And then you're not in your hand like this.
Right? Like, nice.
Okay, it's
Well done,
entertainment news. We're doing this together. And a quite interesting story we have as our first one, as Arnold Schwarzenegger just dropped a rap track. Now, not content with his current stock of titles, which include Mr. Universe, former governor of California, and all-round action movie legend, Arnold Schwarzenegger has added yet another string to his bow, rapper. He teamed up with Andreas Agabalea, an Austrian singer, to co-write Pump It Up, the motivation song, lending his vocals to feature on the song and making an appearance in the music video.
All right.
Great one.
Next, we have Beyonce Mama. She's released stunning new photos dressed as a character, Nala, in the new Lion King movie. 3 days ago, Disney released new posters for The Lion King, showing all of the main characters with credits to their voice actors in the posters. In a poster, Beyonce was announced to play the role of Nala, and now she's just released stunning new photos in her costume. That reminds me of the Met Gala costume.
Yeah.
That's something she could have worn to the Met Gala, and she would look stunning.
Yeah, she would, yeah. But I love the whole lion stuff. Yeah, she's Nala. For those of you who don't know, Nala is the wife of Simba. So they grew up together. Yeah. So there's a younger Nala. Another actress plays a younger Nala.
Okay.
She plays the elderly Nala. And everybody's looking forward to the live-action remake of The Lion King.
I'm looking forward to it. I can't wait. I am so looking forward to it. And I know that it's going to be it is actually one of the most anticipated
movies of 2019.
Yeah.
Have you seen Aladdin?
No.
You just look like a female Jafar.
I know, someone said that to me earlier today.
Okay, all right, let's move on from that to Nicolas Cage. I'm free. Quickie divorce granted. Nicolas Cage and Erika Koike do divorce quickly too. Now, 3 months after the exes tied the knot in a spur of the moment Las Vegas wedding, they are officially divorced. Wow. Now, according to court records, the judge in Clark County, NV, granted their divorce on Friday, May 31st. Remember, Nick had filed for an annulment of the marriage 4 days after their I-do's, claiming the union was based on fraud because Erika didn't disclose a couple little things: her criminal history and her relationship with another person.
All right. This should go into the history of one of the shortest weddings. Like after 9 days, he already filed for a divorce.
Yes.
Like I can do, and then people had seen them, you know, at the parking lots having arguments, in public having arguments, and it's funny how. But really, it's important to actually really go, you know, well, some people say not let everything out when it comes to your partner, not tell your partner everything. But it's important too, because I mean, this is one of the reasons why he actually had to file for a divorce, regardless that.
But you see, that's the thing, right? She waited until they got married. Yeah, until they got married and all of that. So I don't know.
So now you now hire a private investigator when you're getting married to investigate your partner.
Please do. Please do.
All right.
If that's what you need to do.
All right. So quickly, Toke Makinwa drags private feud with her interior designer Sandra Edor to social media. All right, so quickly, Sandra Edor actually is the former wife of Frank Edor.
The present wife now. Yeah, Catherine was the former wife. She's his wife now.
Catherine, she's the present wife right now. Okay, so basically, Sandra Edor provided services for Toke Makinwa's new home. Yeah. Toke Makinwa isn't pleased because some of the, you know, interiors are wearing off already. And she's like, I've paid you. So why why am I not getting, you know, the same, you know.
Yeah, like you can see there, that's like the receipt of the payment. And that's like millions, man. That's not small money.
Yeah, everything was estimated to about 2 million.
So but there's been a back and forth, and Sandra goes like, look, you're a customer from hell. And
apparently there was a bad relationship between the both of them. And the truth of the matter is, it's actually not the first time Toke is patronizing Sandra Edor's services. Yeah. So I really don't know why there is a problem, why they're having a problem at this time. Okay. If there's more to it, we'll find out.
Yeah, but the thing is that now they put it out to social media, and now they make everybody the judge.
Well, okay. Your life, our entertainment.
Exactly, exactly. That's all we can take on entertainment news. Thank you very much, ma'am, for doing this with me.
Thank you,
okay.
Mike.
There's still a whole lot more to come. I will take a recess. Don't go nowhere.
Stay with us. It's Wake Up Nigeria, people. And thanks for staying with us. Yes, with me in the kitchen this morning is Chef Nyla. And this morning we are making party rice. I was going to say jollof. That's because at every party, is jollof? I know, right? So it's called, and she calls it, well, fried Asian rice. That's what we're making this morning on the show. And let's quickly run through the ingredients.
So real quick, we have our basmati rice that we've actually cooked and let it cool with a bit of curry. Yeah. Then we have, obviously, the Asian aromatics, your ginger, your garlic, sesame oil, soy sauce, stock cubes, green beans, chicken, because we're going to add chicken, red peppers, green peppers, onions, and spring onions.
Fantastic. And of course, our vegetable oil in our wok pan.
Wok pan, yeah. So we're heating it up already because, so that's what we're going to start with. So what I like to do really is always start with the aromatics. Reason being is because I want it to carry through the flavors. Okay. So what we're doing is we're piling on flavors. Okay. So because we want the ginger and garlic to go through everything, we're going to start with that first. Okay. So it's just a little, maybe like a teaspoon of each, depending on the quantity.
So what, like you've grated it?
It's blended, actually.
Oh, okay.
So.
Oh, it's quite juicy.
Yeah, so.
Ew.
So you can smell that already.
Yeah, I can. It smells really nice. That combination is amazing.
So that seasons your oil.
Okay.
And then we're going to add some onions to that.
Food is not ready yet, but it smells good. Like,
that's the whole idea.
Oh, man.
So
The aroma.
Right, so that's the whole
Really,
idea.
really nice.
So we're gonna add the stock cubes.
Okay. But really, working with the wok pan, is there any extra flavor it gives to your meal?
No, it's just that it helps you cook fast. I like the wok pan only because of the time.
Okay.
You know, you're in Lagos. Sometimes you come home and
exactly. You're tired.
Exactly.
You just want some easy, quick meal.
Exactly. So this is the best way to do this.
Okay.
So
we've added our soy sauce in there.
Yes.
Okay.
So that gives it a bit of color as well. And then I'm going to throw in the green beans.
All right. You know, this is quite easy to make.
Right.
Very
It really,
quick,
it's fast.
actually.
Exactly.
Yeah.
For me, it's called easy entertaining.
What's the role of the sesame oil in there?
Flavor, really. So you're going to smell it in a minute, but you only add a little.
Oh, okay.
And you can't add it first because if not, it'll burn.
Okay.
So that's it.
So what if you just use sesame oil instead of vegetable oil?
You won't eat it.
Oh, okay.
It's very heavy.
Oh.
So it's very nauseating, really, if you use so much. So it's always just a little bit of it. So since this is already, it's just cooked chicken that we've shredded and seasoned.
Okay.
So we're just going to throw it in here. So
and you could use any kind of protein, any other
really,
kind of
if you
protein,
have
like
prawns,
fish,
I wouldn't go with fish.
You don't go with fish?
No.
Why?
No. So, fish, rice. Maybe it's just me and seafood, right?
I guess it's just you.
So here, you're going to help me with this. You're going to just help me with
what
that.
do you need me to do?
I just need you to throw it in here.
Okay.
So let me bring this closer to you.
Okay, so because we've already boiled our rice, it's actually not supposed to go through so much heat already.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So we're going to do it this way, see? So.
This one I'm pouring this right. We
No,
don't need
don't
to
worry.
waste this rice. So.
You're shutting your own ration, don't worry. So
we need to save every grain of this rice. All right, if you're just joining us, people, we are making fried Asian rice this morning. What Chef Nyla calls party rice. Her own version of party jollof. Yeah, but we are making fried
we know where
Asian
your
rice.
mind is, so that's, I can't help you right now.
And then it's a public holiday, and then you have the Muslim celebration.
So that means your mind has been on party rice all week.
Yes, it has.
Then, like I said, I can't help you there.
So we're just going to mix all of this in.
Right, exactly.
Okay. Okay. That's looking really good. And let's not forget that we added a little bit of curry to our
rice. So just to give it a bit of color, a bit of flavor. So.
But it's like making fried rice.
It is, right.
Okay,
it is fried rice.
Asian rice.
It's Asian fried rice.
Just
The only reason why,
Asian,
because of the flavors that we're adding. And then normally I would add these last so that, because you know your green peppers are always first to go.
Yeah.
So you still want them crunchy. You still want them. So we're going to add it last.
Okay. So we're going to leave this for how long?
Just a few minutes, just to heat it back up, because it's almost pretty much ready.
Yeah. Are we going to cover it?
No. So with the wok pan, no. You just keep stirring, really, because
you have to keep stirring.
Right, because you want that heat. See, it's already hot again. So.
But apart from curry, did you add any other seasoning to the rice?
Just salt.
Just salt.
That's it. So you see, you don't have the soggy rice. You have them all in singles, which is what you want really from fried rice. Because that whole soggy rice thing is
no, it's a no-no.
You don't want that, so yes. So
and then I'm guessing our spring onions also go in last.
Yes, exactly, because you still want that crunch. You want that fresh flavor of the spring onions from it. So
great. Breakfast is almost ready,
Let's call it
guys.
brunch, rice.
And I can't wait to dig in when it's ready. My own version of party jollof. All right, great stuff happening here on the show. Next is our next performance of today. And of course, well, we've had something going. We've had, some of our Muslim artists, entertain some of our Muslim viewers. Something for you. Well, just enjoy this. And of course, he's standing by with Mary.
All right, thank you very much. Right now, as Evan said, it's time for our second performance. Hamid Okweyemi is going to be performing. He's also known as Ismail Sauti.
Yeah.
Now, he is a performer with a unique talent for doing hip-hop covers in Islamic version. And he has over 20 tracks to his credit, which I find very interesting. Now, you like hip-hop music.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the basis for your decision to choose hip-hop artist as your, motivation for your songs.
Yeah.
Earlier, I was asking you if you had any mentor in this genre, and you said you're just about the only person you know for now who does that. So why hip-hop the Islamic way, especially Nigerian hip-hop? Why did you decide to do that?
When I discovered my talents, so around year 2008, so I based on pure hip-hop. So as time goes on, I went to Islamic Arabic Institute. So after when I'm done, I just see myself as I can't keep doing this. I need to redefine this thing into Islamic version. That's the main reason why I decided to change it. And all those hip-hop cover, let me now change it into Islamic version. Some of Muslims, brothers and sisters, that don't have interest in listening to all those stuff.
They can have the Islamic version.
And they want to listen to hip-hop. Let me now change everything into Islamic version.
Now, you know quite well that for so many people, normally for Islam, when you're singing songs, it's just supposed to be more of the lyrics, your voice and all. Now, some people are arguing, their arguments that what you're doing, the hip-hop version, is not really acceptable. What's your defense for that?
What I have to say about that is that the hip-hop, fine, basically on hip-hop aspects, they don't really have message. When you see hip-hop artists, they can sing anything, Ori Ensari, all those kind of things. So we can find it in hip-hop. But now, if you want to bring it down to Islamic version, it's a very difficult task that is not easy to do. So I need to sit myself down, sleep, and think, I've made the lyrics. How will I make it to bring out very good and unique message?
So we are basically talking about listening to an Olamide sound, but with Islamic lyrics to it.
No,
wait, is that what you actually mean, right?
Yeah.
Fantastic. So what are you performing for us?
I'm performing a dansari.
A dansari.
Small Doctor cover.
Okay, I would like to hear this one. Take it away.
So,
a dansari.
All right.
This week promises to be amazing. We're getting 2 weekends in 1 week. Just imagine that.
Of course, it is the first day of the 2-day holiday, and we hope you're having a great time, a great morning with us on Wake Up Nigeria. I am Mike Mesikeno.
Now, there's still loads to do before 8:45. My name is Titilayo Oyinson, and there's quite a lot happening. Another way you can watch us is if you stream with us, stream live with us. And this is for people that need to leave the house or move around the house. You can take us to the bathroom with you if you want. tvcontinental.tv and on Facebook Live at TVC Connect. Please send in those comments using our hashtag #WakeUpNigeria.
Of course, you can download our app. It's available on both Android and iOS stores. You can watch us anywhere in the world if you have access to internet with that app.
Add that.
You should. You can watch us anywhere. You don't have
anywhere.
Put it there. No, you need internet, of course.
We like to feel like everyone has access to the internet.
There are some places you go you might not have.
True.
But
we still have a parenting segment to get to soon. We have the one and only Yeti Williams. She'll be talking about tools to equip our children with for success in the 21st century.
Okay. And then lastly, we will have all-round musician, multi-instrumentalist Pere Kata, who will join us for a performance and a chat after that. So some information got out yesterday or 2 days back and all of that, and it's been everywhere, and people think that's the reason why, that's why they think that Anthony Joshua's match was fixed because of this. Now, his payout for that bout was $20 million.
20 million euros.
Yeah.
Pounds.
Pardon me.
Yeah.
And Ruiz had 5. And so people were like, that's why he lost. Boxing doesn't work that way. So normally, before a match, win or lose, there is already a fixed pocket that they will receive a fixed amount.
Yeah.
So win or lose, you get that. He came in as the champion. So win or lose, he would still get that.
So
yes.
why that's why his money was more than
It will always be more.
Yeah.
Oh.
Now, but what happens now? Yeah,
That's
for the
4
rematch.
belts. He had 4 belts, 4 titles.
For the rematch, yeah, Ruiz's money now would move up. You understand? That's in the clause for the rematch.
Okay.
But if that clause was not even there, he would still even earn more. Why? Because he's the one people came to see. Yeah, there are also times when the champion at that particular point doesn't earn as much as the contender because the contender can draw more. So when you look at the whole
depends on who has
everything,
more
exactly.
crowds.
So it's fixed. So don't go there and be like, Joshua intentionally lost because you get 20 million. No.
Even I heard that.
was also saying that's because he took a picture of Drake.
No, really.
The Drake
One
curse, right?
picture.
The Drake curse.
That caused the
I
war.
beg you. So
Me no try say.
I actually read somewhere that Ruiz before now had only ever earned about 800 and something thousand pounds for a bout. So 5 million to Ruiz was a lot of money.
Okay.
So, you know, compared to what Anthony Joshua had been taking before, this was even like a step down. He had received more than 20 million before. You know, so it was like, let me just go and take it.
If he had gotten Wilder or probably Ortiz, Ortiz wanted 6 million. No, Ortiz wanted 7. And then...
Was it Ortiz that wanted 7?
Yeah, Ortiz wanted 7. And then the association said they'll give him 6.
6, yes, okay.
Because now Ortiz is supposed to fight Wilder. He's a much more respectable opponent per se, in quote. So, but he said, okay, I'll fight. I could step in, since Jairo Miller was accused for, had a drug
It's
issues.
just me, but I prefer wrestling to boxing.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Especially the female wrestling.
Really?
Yeah, I do.
You went there?
That's scripted-ish.
Yeah, I don't care if it's scripted, but I like it.
Talking about WWF or actual professional wrestling that goes to the Olympics.
The WWF.
That's not professional wrestling. That's
actually,
TV.
no, the way they throw each other up and down.
No.
And
Real
then
wrestling has rules, regulations,
and it's not sweet.
It's not.
It's egg.
As far as I'm concerned, be it boxing or wrestling, me, I shall know that I like Anthony Joshua.
Yeah,
and I'm wishing him the very best, especially at the rematch.
I just like Anthony Joshua.
I really hope he wins.
You 4-leg. Now all those memes everywhere around.
Exactly.
They even punched out your ghost. Anyways.
You're welcome again. It's still Wake Up Nigeria, and it's time for parenting. With me is Yeti Williams. Now, Yeti is the founder of Lagos Moms, which is a resource center for mothers, parents, and caregivers for raising children in the 21st century. She's also a certified life coach and a neuro-linguistic programming practitioner. For this morning, she will be highlighting some of the skills our children need to succeed in today's world. It's great to have you here, Yeti.
Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning. All right, so skills are important, especially in this age and time. How can we actually even identify our child's, hobbies or things that they could actually hone to create a skill out of?
So, I think as Nigerian parents, we need to evolve from it's only about academics and are you coming first, second, third. I think there's so many more skills right now that children, first of all, even adults need to be successful in today's world.
True.
So the children we are raising, the one thing we know is that the future is changing. We have no clue what jobs are going to be on the table 5, 10, 15 years from now. So we have to be very careful not to raise children for the world that we knew. We're not raising them for the world that we knew. We're raising them for a world that we don't know. We actually don't know what's going to evolve. There are certain jobs that exist today that didn't exist 10 years ago.
True.
Even 5 years ago didn't exist. And suddenly there are all those kinds of jobs. So there's a report that came out recently by the World Economic Forum, and it says that the top 10 skills a child needs to be successful, or that people need to be successful by 2020, which is just next year. Top of the list is complex thinking, critical thinking, creativity. So they don't even talk necessarily about being an academic, like being a sound academic student. That's not really what's listed. It's not physics, it's not those things, it's all those other things that machines cannot replace. You know, creativity cannot be replaced by robotics, by artificial intelligence, because nobody can ever replicate you. So that's the kind of environment we need to raise our children in, and as parents understand that each child is unique. So I start from there. Each child is unique. So what Bode likes versus what Temitope likes is very different. So how do you help that child grow in what they are interested in? And this is where parenting then comes in. You will notice, does your child like to fix things? Does your child like to paint? Does your child like to play outside? And whatever it is that they like to do, just be encouraging them, because you don't know what path that would take them.
Now, earlier you mentioned the fact that the world is evolving. 15 years ago, if you mention certain things as your career, nobody takes you seriously, even as now widely respected as DJs are. It wasn't seen as a career, it was seen as some kind of pastime. Even music about 20, 30 years ago wasn't seen as anything worthy of note. But times have changed. And earlier you and I were discussing the fact that today people still look down on plumbers and handymen. And in 5-10 years, that child of yours who likes to fix pipes could be raking in millions from it. So how can you help your children decide what it is? Because, you know, children, as they're growing, they can have interest in like 1 million things. So how can you now help them like try to decide that, okay, these are the few things I know I can really focus on and really make a career of, or by the side at least?
I think you need to let them explore. I really think you can't say, okay, if this is what you like to do, then you must. That means you are going to likely be, I don't know, an engineer, or because you like fixing, playing with water, doesn't mean you're going to be a plumber. So I think what it is we just need to let them explore whatever they like. You know, gone are the days when, like when I went to secondary school, I had to choose, was I a science student or an art student? That's how most of us grew up. You had to pick one path. And I ended up being one that I was not really any of, and it seemed like I was a weird kid because I wasn't science and I wasn't pure arts. Today, even the curriculums have changed. Children are able to do a mix of everything.
That was what I was about to say. Like, it's important to also put it into our academic setting as well.
Yes, so also some of the schools that are moving with the times, children are able to, a child can be very good in science, but also love arts, also love drawing. There's a new subject that has to do with design and technology. So even things are evolving in the curriculum that's allowing children to explore. I have some children that I've seen and I know who are fantastic at science, but when they do a painting for you, you think you went to a gallery. You know, so they're doing the two, and because they are doing what they love, it actually helps the academics as well. So I think as parents, that's one thing to realize. A child who's doing what they love to do and is being encouraged to do what they like to do, whether it's singing, it's dancing, it's taking apart old electronics, whatever, let them do it, because it then transfers into other areas as well.
So now that we finally decided on, you know, what skill set it is that your child should focus on, how can you encourage that child to pursue it?
Okay. So I think one of the things parents can do is give them role models.
Role models?
Yes.
Okay.
In terms of positive role models. So a child who likes to, pick an example. A child who likes to, what?
Sew clothes.
Sew clothes. Let them see examples of, and sewing clothes, there's a whole range to sewing clothes. There's a design part of it. There's a cutting and sewing part of it.
People don't know that. Some people actually sew, but they don't cut.
So there's so many. So imagine you now help a child explore all the opportunities or all the things that exist around sewing. You are building that child's thought process that, oh, you know what, you're right, I could do couture. There's a difference between couture and, you know, ready to wear. And suddenly, sewing is not just, you want to go and sew. What do you mean? No. And you can use YouTube. See, people learn how to sew using YouTube. So that's what I mean by creativity. So the parents are creative. The children are creatively exploring everything they're interested in. And that same example we've done on sewing can be done on any industry, any space the child is interested in. Even if your child says, I had a parent ask me that a child said, oh, she wants to sell, she wants to be a market woman. And the woman was like, you want to be? And I'm like, but why is that a bad thing? What's wrong with being a market woman? Talk about what it means. Even take her to the market. Let her see what it means. Even in being a market woman, there are so many levels in the chain. So even parents are the ones that need to change their mindset to begin with.
So we are now focusing on parents to begin with.
Back to parents, because a child can only be as creative as a parent allows them to explore. If as a parent you keep shutting things down, how can you say that? Don't say that again. No, you can't. You know, the child starts to, okay,
there are limitations.
You're limiting them, but let them explore. When they say, be like, oh really, why is that interesting to you? Why is that an area you think you're interested in? Okay, let's explore together. So when you're exploring together, the child is feeling more open to open up with you. You're learning things together, and you'll be amazed how you can, you know, navigate so much more.
You know, I like the fact that you mentioned parents. It can be really frustrating for you to have a child who says, you know what, it's tailoring I'm interested in.
Yeah.
And then you pay a lot of money for the child, maybe during summer, to go learn tailoring.
Yeah.
And 6 weeks into tailoring, the child decides that tailoring doesn't seem attractive. I'd rather do, you know, makeup, learn to do makeup. And then you pay another huge sum for that, and the child goes to learn. And another 3 months into it goes, you know what, I have no interest in this. So how can you actually handle such situations? Because we do know there are certain cases like that.
Yeah. So, you know, you don't always have to pay a lot of money. That's what I will say, right? Thank God for it. This is where internet is a good use of things. So if somebody is interested in the things you've mentioned, for example, sewing, makeup, they can start with watching YouTube videos. There's so much you can pick up from there. Let them first test it as cheap as possible. Let me give you a practical example. So I let the kids, our kids started doing piano very early. So they went to piano school. But before we invested in buying a piano, we bought a very simple keyboard.
Okay.
So when we saw that there was interest and they actually really enjoyed it, we then invested in a piano, for example. Do you see what I mean? So there are many things that your child can start. They can go and volunteer. So summer is coming up. Your kids shouldn't just watch television 24/7. If a child says, I'm interested in sewing, find a friend that has a, you know, sewing outfit.
Okay.
Can your child go and volunteer there? Go and learn there. A couple of hours a day. They will pick some things. So that's a much cheaper
Some children
way.
don't like that, because they'll tell you that they turn to errand boys and girls.
Well, that's where
so that's usually the argument.
That's the issue.
Yes.
But hopefully you're able to then, you know, structure it in a way where the person you're sending them to is somebody that's invested in actually letting your child learn these things. I'm just trying to give examples that can reduce a parent paying a lot of money, then the child says, I don't want to do it again.
Yeah, but you know, YouTube videos are great. I won't argue that fact. But there's also the fact that some people learn better through practical.
Yes.
It's one thing to teach, it's another thing to show. But for some people, they really need to see the mechanism. Like the person is literally holding them, guiding them by the hand. How do you handle such a situation?
Yeah, so YouTube is just to pick up your interest. I'm not saying you will learn sewing from YouTube, but a child that says they're interested in sewing, no, really, let's watch a few videos. You'll be able to be like, if their expression is, wow, this looks so interesting, that's a very different response from, I didn't know sewing was so hard, such hard work. Right?
Okay.
Those are little telling points of, okay, this child that's saying, wow, I can't wait to learn, is a very different response from a child that says, you mean sewing, they have to cut first, then I didn't even know it was that difficult. So that could be a little way to also weigh it.
Okay, so now we've established the importance of at least learning a skill and honing a skill. Yes. But of course, you know, it's a holiday. Children are likely watching right now. I would like you to emphasize the fact that skills are important. It's also good to hone your skills, but education is just as important.
Yes, education is very important. You know, we cannot say because skills are important and, you know, we're talking about the soft skills. Everything is skills. You know, being good in math and English and science.
It's actually a skill.
It's skills as well. You know, but we're talking about the fact that soft skills are also very important. And that's where we're focusing a little bit more on. So soft skills are the, you know, being creative, having team spirit, being able to work with other people, communicating with other people, being nice to people. Those things are also very important. So we're talking about balancing the two. It's not either or. So we're moving from a world where it used to be so focused on just academics to a world that's blending the importance of academics and the importance of the softer skills. So for children out there, that's the takeaway, is that everything is important, but whatever interest you have, it's not a mistake. So if you're inclined to one or two things, you find that you like one or two things, it's not a mistake. Explore it as well.
All right, I have to go back to the parents now
Okay.
because we've already told the children the importance of this.
Yeah.
But there are some parents who actually grew up, learning skills. Perhaps someone who grew up as a, as a mechanic's apprentice and all. So he probably already had that, the social mentality that, I don't want you learning a skill. I want you to go to school. I want you to have a white-collar job. How can you desensitize such a person? Is it even possible?
Well, a parent that's saying, I don't want you to do XYZ kind of job, it could, in the example you've given, it could be because maybe they couldn't earn enough, possibly. So they're saying, my child is not going to experience the same hardship. So let's be honest, it's not every kind of job that pays the bills with extra. Let's be honest.
It's
so,
one thing to love it, it's another thing for you to feed you.
So which is that's everything in life is about balance. We don't want to go too much on the other side that, so anything the child wants to do, I must allow you to do it. No, that's where the communication comes in to say, okay, what about this do you like? And maybe one of the things I do when my kids talk about examples of industries they're interested in, we go online together and research, what do people get paid in this industry?
Wow.
The reality is that
you go as far as that.
You go as far as that because you have to help these children to explore. So if you say I'm interested in being a mechanic, for example, be like, okay, I will show you the mechanic job that is maybe a Mercedes-Benz shop, versus maybe another one that can only make XYZ per day, and we have poverty in Nigeria. That's a reality. So you have to give them the two sides. It doesn't mean it's bad. You just need to know what is available, what is possible, and then
work on it.
And work on it.
Fantastic. What I take from this is that communication is key.
Always.
Great.
Always.
So it's a great thing to communicate with your children, not just to know what they like, but also to improve on what they actually have skills for. Thank you so much, Yeti Williams. We'll take this break, and of course, Wake Up Nigeria continues. Stay with us.
I don't know, the ladies in the kitchen, they were all, after this other spirit, just taking British Airways. Okay, but then we've got Pericata in the house. They can't still hold themselves, eh? You guys are not fair.
It's not fair. It's not fair. Who did that?
You're supposed to be in Nigeria. You're supposed to be standing.
I'm not a part of
I'm not a part of it either, but it was
They caught you. They caught you on camera.
I saw the video earlier, but I'm not part of it.
Okay, but then I've got...
It's not Nigeria.
All right, ladies, thank you. Thank you. I've got Pericata in the house. He is a versatile musician, songwriter, producer, and a multi-instrumentalist. His career started when he joined a rock band called The Nightingale in Warri at a very tender age. He was also in the maiden edition of a Star Quest A Grand Finale. His first single, Landed Property, dropped in 2015. He gave the musical performance, of course, just before you saw Anthony Joshua's spirit leave his body. What did you think about that match just before we... What did you think about it?
I honestly, I thought it was going to win. Yes.
We all did. We all expected it.
I thought it was going to win. More than... What? Shocking, surprising.
Okay. All right. Let's leave Anthony Joshua now. It's great to have you. That boy from Warri. I mean, you've gone on to do great things. Did you ever, I mean, growing up or being in Warri and all that, did you ever think you would go this far and even much farther than you are now at this moment?
Well, yeah, truthfully, I've always believed in myself, my talent.
Yeah.
While I wouldn't say yes or no, so I just keep hoping and take one step at a time each day. That's basically me. That's who I am. I'm not never scared. Okay. Never worried. I just take life as it comes.
But so how did this help you in the competition? Because after the competition, of course, that was a good platform for you to launch from. How was it?
If I tell you about Star Quest competition, that was my first time in Lagos. I was born here in Lagos, though, but we moved into Warri. Okay. That was my first time. And we were, myself, Clint the Drunk, and of course, Nigara, we were representing Enugu State, because I schooled in Enugu State. I lived in Enugu for 10 years. Okay. So we came into Lagos that night.
I still remember that competition. That competition brought some stars.
I think it was the Acacia Airport Hotel.
Yeah.
I didn't even know where it was. So we took a bus from where we stopped and we were going, and then we got robbed that night.
Wow.
Yes. Then we got robbed, so I lost my instrument because the first, it used to be live performances, like we play live.
True. I know, I still remember.
And then the organizers now said we're going to do it like, we're going to cut down, maybe for whatever reasons, so they streamed down to like instrumental. So I lost my instrumental that day, and I didn't know my way around Lagos. I was like, what am I going to do? And every penny on me was gone.
So what did you do?
Samsung, it was among the contestants also. And he said, man, I have a friend that owns a studio. His name is Zeno Foster. So we went to Zeno's studio and we recorded. So while people were preparing, resting I was in the studio recording all over again till the evening.
And this was from Samsung?
Yeah.
Great one. You guys, that competition brought so many guys. There was also Casey, Fresh.
Casey won it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So you guys were, I mean, there was N-Raw, I don't want to use that word. There was you. I mean, there was Clint the Drum.
Yes, Clint the
In that same, some stars, but you were able, you came up second, you were able to overcome all of that. Wonderful testament to your ruggedness and all of that. But then, let's see, your career after now, has moved in leaps and bounds, and you have something new coming up next month. Let's talk about that.
My next single.
Your next single, right?
It's Au Domingon.
What is it? What's it about?
Like, it's a love song. I like writing about love songs.
You like writing? Why?
I don't know. Maybe just people call me Lover Boy.
Lover Boy.
Okay. I feel the need for love, like. It just makes the world go round.
I agree with you. We need more love in the world. All the best, and let's hope that the single tops the charts and you get to spread your message of love through that single.
Of course.
All right? But then there's some ladies in the kitchen that might need some love now. Anthony Joshua really, I don't know, he didn't give them much the love they needed, but Pere is here to give that love, ladies. So let's head over to the kitchen and let's give them some love. Okay? This way.
Mike, we already know the love you are giving.
Yes, so
just rice.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Now these pants are really sparkly. Let's put it that way.
Welcome
to
the
amazing.
kitchen.
The lover boy is giving lyrics already.
Welcome
All right,
to the kitchen.
have a seat.
All right, so here is Chef Nyla, and this morning, in the spirit of the, Eid celebration, she's made fried Asian rice.
Wow.
Yes.
Fried what?
Watch Asian rice.
Asian.
Yes.
For the first
What she
time,
calls
Emma got it
party
right.
rice.
I was about to say we're going there.
Asian, right?
Yes. All right, so Nyla, over to you.
Spoon.
Tell
there.
us a little bit about what you did while you're dishing.
Yeah.
So simply, we made it's Asian fried rice, and it's with basmati rice with the with curried rice.
The one for diabetes patients.
No. It's just a different kind of rice. It's not a diabetic meal per se. It's just that, I mean.
I'm just saying.
It's very healthy.
Just kidding.
So yes, it is healthy. It's a healthy holiday meal. Let's put it that way.
Every food everybody cooking nowadays, everybody says healthy.
It is now. It's loaded with vegetables. It has ginger,
Yummy.
garlic.
Have a taste.
So-
Have a taste and tell us what.
Knock yourself out. Sorry, it's not pounded yam. Well, oh yeah, knock yourself out. I'm sorry, I didn't mean it that way. sorry.
Out, as in Anthony Joshua.
Anthony Joshua already.
Right, I'm sorry. So
I have that tape of 4 of you. I will send it to Joshua himself. Let him support us.
No, I was quiet.
I'm not there.
I was
I'm not
quiet.
there. Yeah.
You?
I was quiet.
Yeah, you were laughing the most.
No, I was quiet. No. What do you think?
We were laughing
Like
at
it?
the guy that made that video.
Sorry? Love it, yeah?
Yeah.
Great.
What do you think?
All right.
Lovely. Lovely.
All right. So how many portions are you ordering later? That's just
All right.
we have to.
A big shout out to
wrap
Homie
up.
Edgy for our kitchen accessories.
Yes, indeed. And of course, a big shout out to Fola at Fola's Place for the hairstyling today. We love you, Fola. You know we do. And we also love everyone that came on the show today. Thank you so much.
Knock yourself out with the celebrations today. But let us speak not take British Airways.
Wow. Wow. Really? Mike?
All right, see ya.
Bye. Have a great day, y'all. Bye-bye.